Hey everyone, thanks for being here. Welcome back. I'm here with a report on all the mods I've done on my 1100T so far. So let's talk about them. We got some good, we got some okay, but we're going to talk about it and see what you think. Just give you some recommendations if it's something you're considering, or some non-recommendations. So hold up, we're going to turn the camera around and away we go. Alright, so we're going to start with probably the more obvious one, which is the windshield. This is the T-Rex Racing windshield. There's only like 2 or 3 windshields available for this bike, and this one seemed to have the best ratings on it. So I got paid the extra 20 bucks for the long one, the whatever 17-inch I think it is, and definitely glad I did that. I do not recommend getting anything shorter than this. I'm 5'6" and I still see over the windshield with no problem. The wind buffeting is definitely gone, so that's good. The wind still hits the helmet, still hits my helmet about the eyebrow level. So I definitely don't have the buffeting and the wind against the chest and shoulders or the chin, but it still hits about the eyebrow level. The other thing I noticed with this, which isn't great about the windshield, is the noise level. Now, when my visor is open, the wind is just kind of going through the helmet and out, whatnot. I don't really notice it that much. It seems to be fine. When I close the visor because it's cold or something, and I don't want the wind hitting my eyebrows, the noise level is quite loud. I definitely need the earplugs in if I'm going to be riding with the closed visor on that. So, okay, not fantastic, but definitely way better than the stock windshield. When I did the test run this morning on the windshield, I left the seal on it because you can't return it without the seal, and I didn't want to be severely disappointed by the windshield and want to return it only to find out that I couldn't because of the seal. So yes, I was riding around town and a little bit on the highway this morning in the 45-degree weather with plastic all over the windshield. Must have been an interesting sight to see. So that's the windshield from T-Rex Racing. Nobody's paying me for this, I'm just letting you know what I've done. The next is the Grip Puppies. Of course, an Amazon thing, 20 bucks. Definitely worth it. The grips on these are too narrow in my opinion, and I don't even have that big of hands. Definitely worth it, definitely helps with comfort on the hands. I'm not worried about the vibration or things like that, but it just makes it a bit fatter and a bit more comfortable grip. Okay, I put on the luggage rack. I think it looks good. I put my bag on. I haven't really attached it yet to see how well it's going to do. The real question is whether or not I need a sissy bar. I still need to do a riding test with my bag attached to the saddlebag mounts and see if it's going to be okay or not, because I don't have a sissy bar or a driver backrest to hook the bag to at this point. So likelihood is before I do the big long tour trip in May, I'll probably need to get a sissy bar. I'm not sure on that yet, but we will see. Any comments on that? You're welcome to put that in the comment section. Okay, the next thing we've done is the crash bars. Now I got this specific one because I like the footrest on there, that I can lift my feet up and just set them on that little rubber footrest thing. I think they look good. And we'll do a kind of a front view as well. I like how they look, so I'm impressed with them as far as that goes. Getting them on is a bit of a tricky thing with these things. You got to take off a couple of pretty significant bolts and a few other things, unhook the horn and whatnot, but follow the directions. For the most part, the directions are okay. Now, something to very much keep in mind here. These are designed for the 2021 to 2024 1100 bikes. They are not designed for the 2025, and here's why I say that. On the 2025 version, they moved the foot pegs up 2 inches, and so now you've got 1.5 inch clearance between the bars and the foot pegs. That ain't a lot. So I have fairly small feet, about 8.5 size boot. If you got anything bigger than that, you don't want to use these because you're going to have trouble. You're going to be hitting the bottom of the thing when you're going to upshift. So while these will work for me, these are definitely not designed for the 2025 because of the tight space. The back brake isn't so bad. That's okay because you're not trying to get your boot up underneath it. It's the shifter that's an issue. Now, if you have the DCT version, these would work fine because you don't have to worry about the shifter. T-Rex Racing does sell a set of the crash bars for the front for the 2025 version that actually slant out this way more to give you clearance on that shifter. So they're the only people I have seen so far that have done this. If you have a 2025 version and you definitely want the crash bars, I would go to T-Rex Racing until somebody else catches up and gets the new bars for the 2025 version. Okay. Update on the seat. So I haven't done a ton of riding on this yet. There's what, 75 miles, something like that, on the bike now. I took it out for about an hour earlier this week when we had some decent weather, and by the end of that hour my butt was getting pretty sore. So I'm not totally sure that even with the upgraded seat that this is going to do well for touring. I'm a little hesitant to buy a $400 Mustang seat right now. I might look to see if I can just get an air cushion or something like that. I don't know. It works great up to about the 45-minute mark, and then the butt starts to get a little bit sore on the tailbone. So not totally sold on that yet, but I'm really hoping to get out maybe next weekend on the 29th. It looks like we're going to have good weather. I'm hoping to get out for a couple hours on the bike and get a nice long ride in just to see what that's like and just to see how bad that gets. All right, exhaust. I haven't done anything with that yet, and I'm not totally sure if I'm going to. I don't like the looks of this exhaust, quite honestly. I would prefer to get something different, but spending 480 bucks, I think, is the least I've seen anywhere on a Vance & Hines is just a little pricey when there's nothing technically wrong with it. I just don't like the look. I would probably enjoy having louder pipes, but I'm not too sure anybody else in my neighborhood would. All right, I think that is it. So the big questions that are still in mind are, do I need a sissy bar? And do I need something else on the seat? Well, I'm probably going to need something else on the seat. Am I going to be okay with just like an air cushion or something like that, or am I going to need a Mustang seat? So those are the two things up for debate yet. That is it for now. That is what we have going on the new bike. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you all for watching. Take care. See you on the next one.